Hi, welcome back. We're looking at Core Agile Practices from the Agile Practice Guide from the Project Management Institute and Agile Alliance. And this one in particular is Daily Standups. With Daily Standups, these are short meetings, basically meetings to update the team on what we've done since the last meeting and what we intend to do in the next meeting, and also to help remove any blockers and make sure everything is flowing nicely. Basically, the work is flowing nicely. So in that way, a daily stand-up is that short meeting. It's used to micro-commit to each other as the whole team. So with that whole team, as we saw, we've got everyone involved in the team, the cross-functional team. We've got all of the people in the one place to produce this product or complete this project. So we're micro-committing to each other and uncovering and removing blockers in that way. So we're raising them in this short meeting, and this just helps us ensure that work flows smoothly through the team. And this is our key phrase here. It's a phrase from Lean, and the Toyota production system, where we are wanting to improve the flow of work and making sure that everything is flowing nicely. So in that way, a daily stand-up is time-boxed, usually to 15 minutes, nice and sharp, nice and short. We usually walk through the Kanban board, and if you haven't looked at that before, it's a board, a visual representation of the work, where we've got our cards that we're working on, our features, and we've got the backlog on the left, and we've got done on the right, and it moves through the flow of our steps. Maybe it's a test over here, maybe it's in progress over here, whatever it is. They're moving across the Kanban board, and we walk through that Kanban board during the stand-up as well, just because we have a visual representation of where everything is up to. It's nice and easy. The team facilitator role that we saw in the whole team approach, or there could be the Scrum Master, could be called the Project Manager, but it's definitely for that servant leadership, remember? Now, anyone can facilitate, but usually we're using that servant leadership role to facilitate a daily stand-up. And ideally, it's going to be in person, but it can be virtual as well. So in other words, we could use the phone. Everyone could dial in and have a meeting and walk through a virtual Kanban board, say for example on Trello or Jira. But ideally it is done in person because we have the whole team in the one place, co-located, just so that communication is nice and easy. Now with our daily stand-ups, in iteration-based Agile, where we're iterating every 2 to 4 weeks and usually releasing an increment that a customer can see, feel, or touch so that they know whether we're on the right track. In that iteration-based Agile, everyone answers the following questions, just usually in a round-robin fashion. So in our team, we usually have 3 to 9 people. This is the most common scenario. And we just go in a round robin and we say, what did I complete since last stand-up? And maybe we move one of those cards across the board. Maybe it moves from here to here, or maybe it's complete and we're happy days, and maybe we can take another item from the backlog and start moving that one tomorrow or today. So what am I planning to complete between now and the next stand-up? So from today to tomorrow. And what are my impediments? So blockers, call out the things that are blocking you. Maybe Bob was not available and he is the only one who has the information that you need. Or maybe, there's something that just really cannot be solved. It's very complex and it's going to need more time. Maybe it's going to need a spike, as they call it, so that we can really delve right into this and really investigate it. But what are the problems? We usually don't solve these problems because we've only got 15 minutes, as we were talking about in this meeting, but we can raise them and take them offline. And maybe Jane says, I actually know someone who can help you here, or I have the information that you need. Or maybe Sarah says, why don't I do that for you because I've already got some of that existing code, or whatever it is. But basically, by getting everyone in the one place, we're swarming around any problems as they arise. So we're raising the problems and we're swarming around them. Everyone has an input into them and they might be able to solve that problem because everyone is there, everyone is listening. And even though we can't solve them immediately, we can take them offline and solve them during the day, hopefully between now and the next stand-up. So just quickly, that's another lean principle. If we're going back to the foundations of where Agile came from, and lean and the Toyota production system and many other different ways of working that have formed Agile over the years, basically we're swarming. So we reveal problems, So people think that problems are a bad thing, but no, problems are a wonderful thing. First of all, they're a sign of life and they're a sign that things are getting done. But we really want to reveal them. We don't want the problems to be hidden because then they just fester away and then they become bigger problems, right? So during this stand-up, by raising the blockers that, things that are blocking us, we're revealing those problems, and because everyone's there, we're swarming around those problems to solve them quite quickly rather than letting them fester for weeks. This is a great lean principle and something that really helps us improve our team over time.